The PicoScope has a channel options menu which allows the user to define the scale factors for any particular probe that has been connected to each of the channels. This could be channels A, B, C or D. So under the channel options menu we can define the probe functions or use a standard probe function from the library. So for example, I have at the present connected a ×10 probe to the channel A input. So to make the scale factors read correct, I will use the internal library for a ×10 probe. I'll select that, and what it's done, it's rescaled the vertical scale to plus or minus 10 volts. So for example, this is reading correctly now for a TTL input on the ×10 probe. But the user can additionally define their own special probe function. So we can select the library and build a new probe. So we can go through the menu system, so we can use units from a standard library, or we can define our own library. So for example, this is going to be a current probe, and we can define our own units. So units here would obviously be amps. We can provide any special scale factors and offsets if the probe had its own unique offset conditions. And here we can automatically scale the ranges, so this is the recommended default setting. We can also apply a filter to each one of the channels, and here finally we can name the probe. So again, I'm just going to name it current, and we can write any special description. So it could, for example, be a high current probe. So that has finished our definition for this probe. So now we've added this to the library, and that will always be available in the future now to enable a current probe to be connected. So then we could just go ahead and select the probe. So we could again select our current probe, and here it's automatically then changed the range to amps as we defined, and it's plus or minus 1 amp. But we can see also all the vertical factors have been changed correct for amps.